Чё? Сродно будет интересно.
The gunplay from a
Не вижу его. Где, блядь, Артурчик?
Been like to see music, game, and like style kind of all intertwined?
I feel like I've
been there since like the birth, because like when I first started the industry, like you never would have thought like this would be like the collaboration that you see now into events like this. So like I kind of feel old for saying this, but I also like I'm embracing it because I love video games, and now it's like a excuse to tell my mom, like, Mom, me playing video games, growing up did pay off. So
it was worth it.
yeah, so I love the game. I actively play it, so just as a fan, I want to keep seeing more.
Well, what is it about, as someone who's been around as long as they have, you've seen a lot of different evolutions when it comes to the sport and even the events that are put on. What is it about gaming and music that works so well together, in your opinion?
Well, I feel like music is like the...
Чё он за новый агент? Давайте снимать, посмотрим.
É o boneco novo, porra!
Нихуя.
Cara...
We've been singing the praises of Fnatic for years, but I feel like Fnatic wouldn't be the team that we have today if it wasn't for all of the people that have been across it. For them to also have the relationship with Doma, a player who, by the way, next month is playing for Ascension in EMEA, to bring in here in such short notice, 4 hours after he landed, already taking on that stage, winning, feeling out the shoes of all for here, no other. So that has to be my favorite moment, of course.
Yeah, for me, no more than any other team, I think Fnatic draws those lines to their past. They still have the connection. Like, you watch them play, you see Boasters, the IGL, and you can, like, still remember the team that was playing at Masters Reykjavik, the first ever international event back when it was a completely different roster. Yeah. But it is so cool to see him fitting back in, coming full circle all the way, and winning somehow. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Yeah.
All right, but there were a lot of other crazy moments. Achilles, what's yours?
Well, surprise, surprise, I'm going to bring it back around to DRX. I've got the notebook here. But for me, it was when they took down MIBR, really sealing the deal, making it into that top 4, going further than they had back, you know, since all the way back over at Istanbul. I was just, it was a great series between the teams, incredible performances on both sides. But obviously just the pride that I had for the squad, watching them go above and beyond. Like, they've gone through an immense amount of changes this year. Flashbacks out, Estrella gets picked up. Everything's just getting swung around. Bane's out of the roster. No, okay, we're going to go back to the kickoff roster, coming into champs, and then going around like this. It was very good to see. Obviously, a little bit hurt that they couldn't go the distance. They couldn't make it into their first grand finals. But overall, I have nothing but just pride. I'm so proud about these guys and their performance across the year.
Can't wait for 2026. I can't wait for 2026.
It's going to be sick. Can we just start now?
We gotta wait. We gotta
well, yeah, but I mean, like, we do that and we just immediately start the stage play.
Just in Pacific, so you have
okay. You have some bills to pay or something like that? Like
Possibly.
Now, I do want to...
what's yours?
You know, here's the thing. You guys have been spreading the love. I got to give it to my boys in NRG because, look, I did not see this one coming. No one could have possibly have seen this one coming, but it was the way that they have done this as well, only dropping 2 maps along the way. And you have an opportunity here for Ethan to establish himself as a player who has won a world championship 2 times. They're leading rookies to this moment here. Sam, I mean, I cannot say better things about this guy. We've been following him for years. We've chatted with him many times in the past, both off camera, on camera, and just a good dude. Bonkar, I was doing commentary and desk work for a small game called Paladins when Bonkar was playing on stage.
2-time world champion.
2-time world champion.
About to be 3.
And it's crazy because he came up to me and he was like, "Do you even remember that?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, bro, because you were a freaking legend." Like, yeah. So I'm just over the moon for these guys, and I think it's just such a well-earned spot that they're in.
Yeah, and I think longtime Valorant fans will also remember watching him compete as a player.
I remember.
Musique tax ma tabax studio rappeur yi lay dulli musique tax ma dawal auto di yab sa gel guddi musique tax ma tukki ñëwaat nga naan desul bukki rap gaal seen comme seetu buuba ku mer gisoo sa bopp wanda ànd ak sa doom may kon dandoo sa doom jeunes yi may seen idole li may yëngal c'est bon big up you know make up mag yi da ngeen photo heureuse yi lay make up envoyé leen njëkk ak tarans xalaas looloy tarkinda 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 looloy tarkinda
Здоров. Телохранителем? Братан, да не вопрос. Маннанек, вперед! Ни шагу дальше! Ни шагу дальше! Ни шагу дальше!
Ты имба, это второй чембер, ёпта.
Ни шагу дальше! Your powers, your устройства бесполезны. Попрошу все,
Ему настолько все похуй. Это пиздец. Они имбали это.
On the trailer, it's called Evolution. So what happens here with Vito, but also what does it do for him, Nick?
Yeah, so evolution is, as you see, it's the evolution of Vito with his mutation.
That's crazy.
And so he'll become immune to almost all utility. There's still some things that he's not immune to, but as you can see, Flash's utility that does damage. But I would call out that for all the aimers out there, Jet's Blade Storm, Chambers Weapon.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
trap trick yow xamoo dara yow off your feet
Да хуй его знает, если честно. По-моему, это имба. Нажмите огонь. Телепорт, кстати. Да нет, да хуй, большой телепорт. Охуеть.
It could well be, but here's the reality, folks. On the other side of the stage, you have a team of juggernauts from the EMEA region. They fell short at Masters Toronto, but this VEA is a squad that has tasted success before, but the one thing they have not achieved is lifting the
Если
biggest
поставить,
trophy
ну
of them
ладно,
all.
хуй
This
с
is
ним.
the closest they've ever gotten.
No
Блин.
surprises to anybody. Fnatic is the most successful team that we've ever had coming from EMEA. Yes,
Да, я
they
помню
always
этот
have
финал,
great
блядь.
numbers, but they were always
Я
there,
помню
always
Болстер.
making it to internationals, always have good showings, and they are the only team that has been able to get 2 trophies back to back. But as you're saying, the beginning of the year was not easy. We saw changes. Derke is out now. Also, Crash, Leo's not playing. Crash comes from an A, and Kickoff was not good. They missed out on the first tournament, but what a resurgence they had to win stage 1.
I'll one up you and say that they are the most consistent team in Valorant, period. They are the most successful team at a global level. Look at the trophy case they have. The back-to-back you're talking about, Thea. Dominance within their own region across years. But there's one thing that is missing. That's the trophy sitting in the middle of this stage. It would be the final just diamond on the ring to close.
Бля, сколько у Фнатика финалов уже проебано, это просто пизда. Ни одного чемпионства, не, блядь.
Yeah, and then of course, when you look at those pictures there were a couple faces that carried through across the years. You've had this awesome character in Boaster, who has become such a central figure of this team. You've also had Alfier, who's grown so much since his debut with this squad. I think it's safe to say Fnatic, they amped up.
Ну сегодня должны, нахуй, должны уебашить.
It was awesome. Let's go ahead and hear what they had to say following yesterday's win.
NRG, if you pick Abyss tomorrow, you can make sure we are not losing like that this time, bro. I know.
Давай тащи, блядь, Альфа. О, Болстер. Spotify.
We were all that dude behind Boaster in that moment in time. I felt it in my chest.
At first I was like, oh, does he hate
Эй, кажется, здесь Болстер провалится, нахуй. Смена капитана, нахуй. Он заебал ложать.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, it's a toughie, without a doubt here. But the good news for Fnatic is that Boaster isn't going to be up on that stage by himself, right? He's got great teammates behind him, but more importantly, a trio.
О, Болстер, блядь, 9 на 18 отыграл, блядь, 9 киллов настрелял. О, радует, смотрите, нахуй. Ну, Альфаер, окей.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Chronicle having, you know, his 15th Grand Final appearance with these others. You can see it right there, 12. It's insane how much they've been able to achieve since this squad did come together. But I mean, you already mentioned it, the growth from Alfier when he came out in 2022, playing in front of a home crowd there in Istanbul, falling short, you know, tears on his face after being eliminated. To see where he's gotten to now, how he's matured alongside the tutelage and guidance of these two players here, it's been insane. And he's named himself the final boss. He can very much earn that moniker here today.
Chronicle and Alpha demand respect in the server. They're the two players that you see that either one of them can completely take over a game at any moment, can make any clutch look winnable.
Бай, наконец-то они охуенную арену сделали, по сути. А то играли бы, играли в каком-то бункере постоянно, блядь. Деньги-то имеются у них, блядь. Хорошая аренка. Дабл маппен. Что ты меня разозлил сегодня, Стэнли, а? Для платья у него ёбищная пиздец. Что он такой токсичный?
interesting, and it's the fact that they decided to pick the sunset because they knew it was going to happen, and they rather use that as a kind of a warm-up to make sure that for the length of the best of 5, they were going to be ready.
It worked. It worked. That's right, it worked. Hey, we'll see what happens here, but let's go ahead and see where we are headed and listen in on the maps, picks, and bans.
All right, first of all, huge congratulations to both teams. It's been a very long journey to get here, but huge congratulations again. So let's go ahead and get it started. So NRG, your advantage is you do get both bans, and then you will choose A or B. So we'll start with both bans, and then you'll tell me your side selection. So what will those bans be?
Ban Haven, ban Bind.
So they ban Haven and they ban Bind. And then would you like A or B?
A.
A. So we'll start with map 1.
Corrode.
Corrode, side on Corrode. Attack. Map 2.
We'll pick Lotus.
Lotus, side on Lotus.
Attack.
Attack. Map 3, you have Abyss, Ascent, and Sunset.
Abyss.
Abyss, side on
Бля, я вспоминаю Lotus в Fnatic, и это пизда.
Map 4, Ascent, and Sunset.
Ascent.
Ascent, side on Ascent.
Defense.
Defense. Map 5 by default is Sunset, so Fnatic, side on Sunset.
Defense.
Defense. Alright, both bans from NRG are Haven and Bind. Map 1 is Corrode, Fnatic attack. Map 2 Lotus, NRG attack. Map 3 Abyss, Fnatic attack. Map 4 Ascent, NRG defense. Map 5 Sunset, Fnatic defense. Alright, good luck guys.
There's where your maps, picks, and bans, but let's see what the fans thought. 62.9% of you thought in our MasterCard fan poll that Fnatic were going to win it all. Mimi, I don't think anyone is that surprised given how many people love this squad.
Absolutely. If you looked at the beginning of this event, you could make an argument for Fnatic winning. I think very few would have argued for NRG.
Whoa.
But if you look at our spreads, it stacks heavily the other way. And
Бля, все за NRG болеют.
those maps we just saw, Fnatic is going to have to play the Corrode. They're going to have to play the Abyss. They're going to be tested against an NRG who is yet to lose today.
They won every Corrode. I mean, so does NRG,
Sure.
but you know.
I'm just curious about you. I get it, Fnatic, but I thought you said you were backing Bunker this whole way through.
Listen,
You've given up on your boy.
It was for Burnley,
Called
of course.
out in
It's very
4K.
difficult for me to go against Bunker, and do not forget, Strong is a dear friend of mine. But for Fnatic, we dubbed them once against Paper X, and I will not make that same mistake again.
I am not confident in this prediction. I think this could go either way. Fnatic is an incredible team. You can never doubt this squad. You can never doubt those players. They have not gotten this trophy yet. They won it here today.
I couldn't agree more. There, we're going to have an incredible matchup on that stage. And folks, after a year of competition across 4 of our international
Let's go.
teams, we're now down to
Let's
the
go.
final
Fnatic.
team. It's an underdog
Fnatic
from the American
champions.
region that could be the right team
Fnatic
at the right
champions.
time, but they're looking up to go against some EMEA legends, and whether or not they can pull it off is the question on everyone's mind. It's NRG.
Интересно, в этот раз финал не проебут, чё за синематик? Мы это видели вчера. Я сижу, это я.
Okay, team. I decoded the signal from Toronto and cross-analyzed with the Meganite data from Corrode. Look, it's not good. Atlas modified a spike with enough infused cellulite to exponentially expand the extraction range. This isn't a snatch and grab. With this, they could transport an entire city to Omega.
Why Paris? Qui attaque Paris, attaque en masse tout genre humain.
Hey, it's Mary.
Hey!
Hey sis, look, can't say much, but something big is coming. Okay?
Бля, Феня умер, интересно, нет?
Get there in time, so look, we sent someone there to help you out. Just listen to him, okay? And
Он, как я понимаю, сестре позвонил.
sorry for being
С сестрой общается.
okay? But I promise, I'm coming, and I will.
Охуенно. Riot Games. А, ну да, он же огонь. Ну вот синематик, да? Да, там. Музон знакомый. Да ладно.
Bring down Armageddon.
Бля, очень клево. Очень клево. Бля, красавец, вообще охуенно сделано.
You're actually here. Did you think I'd miss seeing my little sister perform?
I've got to get on stage. You're going to be here when I'm done, right?
I'm not going anywhere.
Бля, сделайте сериал уже наконец-то, ёбаный в рот. Блять! Моя любимая музыка, сука! Камон! Охуенно! Блять, охуенная тема. Охуенно. Просто респект. Бля, ну это вообще ништяк было. Давай, Болстер, давай. Разжигай там сцену, блядь. Разжигай, ёпта.
L'amour, comme nous le poursuivons, assoiffé de son retour.
I think we all thought we were on top of the world. Unfortunately, everyone had to split and go our separate ways. Having to start over, that was pretty crushing.
Quand il ne répond pas, la douleur nous transperce comme une lame.
Бля, какой французский язык все-таки пиздатый. Так он мне заходит.
I kind of thought if I was even like a good piece of that team.
That also ends the hopes of NRG.
Getting grouped, bombing out. I definitely did not want that to be my last champions.
Нихуя.
It was literally the first champions ever. One round away from lifting that trophy.
Давай, Тимофей, тащи, блядь.
Certains abandonnent l'amour.
L'amour.
Mais ceux qui sont assez fous pour rester, il est possible de persévérer.
Очень красивый язык. Так охуенно звучит он.
This is the first arena we went to together.
Yeah, FPX versus G2.
It was like the first time we went out together. I was working. I was like still doing journalism. You were a cameraman.
Yeah, I was a cameraman.
You were a cameraman. It was my first Worlds Finals. Was it yours?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Worlds Finals before.
Yeah. We had the nosebleed seat.
On the plastic fold-outs.
On the steps. And then we were yapping away about how it'd be sick if you could play on that stage.
Yeah.
You were saving it for this stage, I think.
Do you think you can do it with these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking good.
Yes.
This team definitely gives me a lot of EG vibes.
What makes it different?
I feel like I'm more of a leader now for the guys. Last time I was kind of just there for the ride. Now I'm bringing them there.
We've been through so much this year. So many heartbreaks. Honestly, I just want to see them smile.
I've known Ethan since when I was just a kid. Honestly, I'm so grateful to have cross paths with them.
Having new players on my team, for me to be more of a role model, I've kind of just found a new passion in Valorant.
I want to do one final run with the boys, because I don't know what's going to happen next year.
C'est l'instant. Brûler pour l'amour, enflammer le monde.
Let's give this crowd the best game they've ever seen.
When it's something that you love, it's something that you won't be able to do forever. I think it's worth it in the end.
Are you ready? Because I know everyone here at the Accor Arena is on.
Так, о, блядь, легенда нахуй, Фнатиков.
This is going to be awesome. NRG versus Fnatic. Two incredible squads who are vying for an opportunity to become our next world champion. And Achilleos, a lot of pressure on the man that we just saw on that stage right there, Boaster. Oftentimes he is being criticized for his output in game. But there's one thing that you cannot criticize, and that's that that guy knows how to lead a team to the top of the mountain.
No, he absolutely does. He has been the best IGL that we have probably had here in the VCT for quite some time. Carried this team, guided them to 2 trophies back in 2023 when we got into the franchise system. Now looking for that final one that he's never been able to achieve.
But playing against the man who always sat in the second chair, Ethan, the leader now of NRG in the mid-season, had to step up to that.
Для Каяка это второй турнир уже. Он не должен, как в том турнире, паниковать.
Experience is key, of course, and we have to speak also about the rookies.
Yes.
We touch on NRG, but on the other side, we have Kayak that, if he is to win today, has to be the Rookie of the Year. Back in EMEA, breaking records, absolutely insane streak of positive games. It didn't matter how Fnatic performed, Kayak was always the standout player. And today is the final test of the year.
No, it really is, and we saw what he was able to do when Alfier wasn't there to back him up. Those two have been so consistent for Fnatic, but as soon as Doma had to come through, Kayak went right. I'm giving it 200% here today, and he absolutely carried them through that series versus Paper Rex. If he's going to have a performance like that again, I'm absolutely with you. Rookie of the Year, maybe even MVP of the final.
And you round that team out with Chronicle, the man who has hoisted the most trophies of any player in this game. An opportunity to garner the final one that he never had. He's never won at a Champions in the past. It would be the last thing he needs to complete that collection.
And it would cement him as, in my opinion, and I think in the opinions of many people, the greatest of all time. The GOAT. Very few people have achieved that title, especially in the short yet sometimes really long history of Valorant esports. Chronicle has established himself clear above the rest, and if he was able to achieve that, what a goal it would be. But we did see in the pre-show the Omen map select. Let's go ahead and revisit that again. We didn't get a chance to talk about it before. So the thing that is sticking out in my mind, Achilleos, is the Abyss. Map 3, we saw Fnatic get absolutely handled on that map in the upper bracket final. They said they found the answer. The question is, did they find that answer quick enough?
It's hard to say because NRG have been looking like maybe the second best Abyss team that we had here at Champs, the first big TRX, but that corrode right out the gate, not surprising to see NRG pick it, but they look by far and away like the cleanest team on that map. My big question is, do you have a way to counteract Brock? He loves to bring the Odin in no matter what the map is, but on Corrode especially, he gets so much value. You have to be able to deal with him because if he starts tearing you apart, might just be knocked out.
The first time Fnatic, and the only time they showed this map here in Champs Paris, they smoked DRX yesterday. They kept him in the single digits against a team who looked solid on Corrode throughout. So it's a good map for Fnatic, but I think it's towards the absolute peak of the map pool for NRG. They have a lot more reps on it, but still, I think that if Fnatic could win Corrode, that sets such a different tone for this tournament, for this grand finals, especially Bea, because this was a Fnatic who came in with the narrative being their map pool's not very good. They don't have the depth they used to. They disproved that completely.
Yeah, and of course, it's the work that we knew eventually would come to fruition. With Corrode being the first map, I think that, especially with the showings that we've seen from NRG, going to OTs, but feeling comfortable in the map, they've experienced so many different things in just that one map that the experience is going to be on their side. Yes, there is a lot of tape on them, but I do not think that is going to set the tone for this first map. I think that the nerves, the excitement, that is going to get on the way. I'm probably looking more towards Lotus, a map that has always been so good for Fnatic, but stuff, has been having some
ups and downs.
Yeah, ups and downs.
No, there's certainly been some ups and downs, but that's, for me, I think NRG need to come out and be able to find that first win comfortably on Corrode, because, again, 3 rookies compared to 1. So much veterancy, so many trophies lifted on the opposite side of the stage. If you can take that first step, get that Corrode, get into that comfortable position, get warmed up, and feel really focused, really confident in your own play, then I think NRG is going to be doing pretty well to maybe glide through this. But if they drop that opening map where they should be so damn favored, that's when that rookie status coming through can really start to hurt you if the players aren't going to be able to focus up and get, psyched back into the game.
All 3 of those guys on NRG have been playing this game for so long, been grinding for so long for a big opportunity in the tier 1 of the partnerships. But it never happened. A year ago, all 3 of them were competing in challengers at home, in their bedroom, online. Now a completely different level, walking out to a crowd of thousands here in France. It is an incredibly fast come up, an incredibly...
Ибо NRG переживает, пиздец, прям колоссально.
That's right. This crowd, this partisan crowd, certainly on the side of Fnatic. NRG know that their backs are against the walls, but these underdogs from the Americas regions are looking to climb to the top of the mountain. And for Fnatic, it's an opportunity to cement their legacy. Let's go ahead and get ready for the... We have our agents select here, and now we start to see things...
Дабл смок у NRG, One Life, Каю, Соло. Быстрым заходом буду, да? Как я понимаю. Ну, у Фнатиков все одинаково. Из года в год ничего не меняется.
It's going to be Kayak, it's going to be Mata, 2 of their absolute best agents that have defined this tournament for them. Those young men have been one of the biggest reasons their 2 teams are here.
It has been a journey for both of these squads. They are 1 step closer from becoming our next world champion. The pressure is on, eyes on the stage, because everyone knows what is at stake here. The stage has been set, and we have 2 of the greatest of all time to ever tell this tale. Here is Pansy and Hypoc.
It is an absolute honor to be standing here in front of what could be some of the best fucking VALORANT we've seen in a minute, Mike. What storyline speaks to you now? Because you've got the new guard coming in. You've got the old guard hunting that final accolade. Where do you start?
This would be the final page in Fnatic's storied existence in VALORANT. The one they've chased, again, been so close so many times. But on the other side, NRG, another just a run made of dreams.
Ну чё, let's go, пистолетка. Пистолетки уже определим. Что там как дела обстоят.
Into this, already facing NRG once and falling. But a grand finals is a different affair. Of course, on the other side, a hungry rough start. Still joined by that last standing evil genius. And now we'll be focused on this. NRG on the defense, Fnatic on the attack.
Slight probe towards mid initially, but Fnatic very quickly to regroup outside A here. Potentially looking to overwhelm Som. Holding his paranoia right now, so we'll be able to slow this down. Actually, we'll send it pretty early, actually. Fnatic will make it through the choke.
I quite like that they poured enough time over Marder to get close by, and I'm a little scared that Marder's right here. Tries to instigate something.
Хорошо.
Som scores well.
Найс. Сюда альфа килл, блядь, найс. Нормально, нормально зашли на плантик. Перетоптать их. На равенчик. Не получилось. Нихуя Болстер 2 килла делает. Куда вы против Тимофея полезли? А? Против Тимофея лезут куда-то. Тиму всех лебет, нахуй. Хорош. Мне он еще в гамбитах очень сильно доходил.
You could not see the pressure at all. They looked so composed, even in the first map where Marder was down bad. Yeah, he was down really bad.
Rough game. Picked himself up. Yep. Got back to it. Again, we know the result now. Now this round you've got to imagine is Fnatic, so you can see what the purchase is. You're looking at that ghost in the hands of Alpha, the only thing they're pretty willing to lose. Otherwise, you want to keep it clean. But Box is in trouble. A lovely plan made from NRG. A late mid crunch, putting Kayak actually right on the chopping block. And they are hungry and out for blood. NRG.
Хорош, краш. Там двое в HP. Хорошо, Тим. Али, хорош. Ну что, 2-0 должны закрыть, по сути. Раунд. Ой, блядь. Все положим хуёво, все пошло у Тима. Хуйню какую-то он сейчас сделал. Хорош. Фу, могли въебать.
Able to contest, yeah, contest mid so quickly. I mean, Kayak's put in such an awkward predicament here. But it's Grok again, who was absolutely pivotal in the previous series. And already now up to the signature weapon for him.
Yeah, I think all of us have come to know the value this man can bring. But Marder instantly forced off that midline he may have wanted.
What's key though is, well, I thought actually Som nearly catching more than he bargained for.
And I got to talk about this pace with Fnatic. We'll come back to it because Som now has to stand against potentially 4 coming his way. Maybe even 5, and they're slipping closer. This slow, tempered approach from Fnatic looks like it's scrapped. And Marder's walking. Oh my god.
Блять.
There he is. A little messy on the first, but cleans up on the follow-ups. And sending Chronicle packing.
Huge damage again from Rourke. You see Chronicle tag down to
Marder! It's so sick! He found Kayak! That flank could have dismantled this! But Marder on 3. And 2 more targets. Chronicle already low. We've seen what it's like when Marder wasn't firing on all cylinders. This could be the spin-up here! And a swift reminder of that Odin as well. damage with that Odin.
Главное бонус раунд.
Didn't have a response to this on
Okay.
Ascent the other day. Just
Здесь
very
проебались,
limited
пиздец.
was dealing with Brock, or even anticipating where he was going to apply pressure. But Mada, huge impact from him in round 3. Maybe another purchase here from Fnatic, but early hold as well. Yeah. I just see what they were going to say. Oh, Crash is actually looking to go toe to toe with Brock. Maybe try and spam off some of these angles. Only pressure towards mid here, but again, Fnatic just sitting very deep now, conscious of the fact that there isn't much safety until they figure out where Brock's playing.
Yeah, it's almost like identify the operator, right? Find
Yeah, well,
Brock.
it's all, yeah, basically the same concept.
So they've shown the owl drone over towards his B side. That will be seen and heard and dealt with by Kron, but Hunter's Fury, Kron's in trouble. Able to evade the first, the follow-up a little bit dangerous, but it's fine.
Для Chronicle хорошо.
Just catching Boaster was the end of that.
Это по бустеру попали.
Much in the form of pressure here from the side of Fnatic, still committed to this early default.
Regrouping towards middle on the start, potentially?
Yeah, I mean, Brock's going to have it back now.
Блять.
This will be another indicator in
Опять по
favor of
бустеру
Fnatic
попали.
if they can mitigate some of this risk ahead of getting towards the site.
Yeah, but I wouldn't fancy my odds against him.
No.
Slow and steady, they're approaching 30 seconds now. Again, a very clear shift in pace. Little pop flash middle, Ethan ready, but they're already going to be going past Brock. Actually, this time Crash is going to try and control the angle, spams away. A little bit of chip though. Look at Boaster, look at Kayak, they're not sitting too well. And this plan falls short for Fnatic. They're going to find one en route, but Ethan said control this so well. Leaving just out for a 1v2, 6 seconds. Not enough to change the outcome now. It's the last man on the site. Can play him like a fiddle. Comfortable for NRG.
Блять, Кайо выиграл просто раунд.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see almost the adjustment here to actually figure out and make a decision, but it just
Что-то у них через мед не получается отыгрывать. Сова уж неплохо там стоит.
That's where NRG really stood out. It was the mid-round, the repositioning from Brock. Ethan able to orchestrate that so effectively.
Нихуя в Париже народу собралось.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Nah, man. Obviously, I do believe it was just a little swing. Hopefully that gets fixed up nice and quickly. Obviously, we don't want anything going astray, but we can kind of recap the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, just to come back to that same discussion, because I know you were talking, is in terms of Anti and Fnatic, they're very one-dimensional. They're very
Понятно,
linear.
китайская платформа.
Quite often we talk about teams
Слив там ебашит. Ну,
blow for blow with Fnatic when they're in.
пока хуёво, по-моему.
Didn't even entertain that. They allowed Fnatic to sit back, wait and wait and wait, and you can see certain elements of frustration, certain elements of confusion, almost of how they approach this issue that they had no go-to plan to address. And like I said, there were so many times where Mada would fall and there was no trade coming through, but ultimately Fnatic couldn't convert it to a second kill or control somewhere else on the map. So in that regard, really playing from a disadvantage versus a team like Fnatic, not allowing them to actually snowball through some of these rounds, was why NRG were able to remain so composed and so in control of the set.
And that's where my curiosity peaks, though, is how far that then goes into this veto. Can they apply that same theory across the maps?
Well, here's the concern. You start on Corona Lotus.
По сути, техническая пауза, мне кажется, на руку Фнатикам.
Plan in place.
Certainly would. I quite like what we're seeing as it stands. It does seem as though the tech pause is concluded. Jumping back into game in just a moment. Recognize them. People down there. Gonna dunk it. Bringing out a lot of the big names here for a big game. Really blame them. Just a couple more seconds. Players get themselves comfortable. Obviously, again, just want to get everything right here. Don't want any excuses. As coming back through, though, it should be a fairly light purchase for Fnatic. Just that Guardian in hand for Crashies, I think. And you're looking at the Sheriffs actually going to switch out, looking like for a stinger. So back into the action, 2 apiece here. As NRG already showing that resilience, that ability to handle Fnatic's approach. And Fnatic yet to really make much of a stand to it. I like the tempo shifts we've seen from Fnatic too. A couple different looks of pace. Harder. Careful. There's already contact made as Kron testing Scuba. Bit of chip done here early. And is now looking at the reaction here. Fnatic have fought for middle. Seems though they've won it.
And to see what develops coming out of that. Now, Fnatic looking to potentially find another pressure point here, but NRG playing very far back here, happy to concede the space. There's only one in there. Clone will obviously be dealt with here, so I'm looking to spam onto this angle. The Kayak will be noted.
Nice little angle there for Marta. Safety short.
Блять, каяк 0-4 идет.
Approach on B though. Ethan's already kind of feeling that this is the final goal for them. Nice stall as well, just buying time for
Не знаю, не замена, он левый.
Okay, Marta just getting on close. The only real threat, I guess you could argue, maybe Crashies, but you're looking at his positionings and the timing, Mike. It's only 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Как надо вместо, блядь, Дерека все-таки, а вот Краш, наверное, вместо левого. Хотя, нет, блядь, левый всегда где-то в дуэлянтов играл. Вряд ли.
Okay, Sheriff, Poster and Chronicle with a ghost. 4 alive against them. Chronicle's found Scuba, and a good bit of chip on Ethan. There's no way. Surely, right? Yeah, okay, Poster's fallen. This is looking like NRG. Yeah, perfect in the end. Just making sure
Неплохой эко.
Again, this is a big stage. Can't stress it enough. You want to be making sure you're not making silly mistakes here. Keep the boys calm for NRG and on that same hymn sheet.
Yeah, that composure on display once more for NRG. Again, there was certainly threat there. This will be a timeout of a different variety.
Бля, опять техническая пауза.
Early for Fnatic to check in terms of, I guess, initially the game. And one of the things that really stood out to me the other day was catching one of the coach reactions from Scott and Milan, where they were basically said, boys, what are we doing? What are we doing? I think
Бля, видимо, игру будем до 7 часов вечера смотреть. А, Fnatic тайм-аут. Ну, они нихуя не понимают, что делать.
But we're seeing it pretty much hit since those weapons came out round 3. It's been a one-sided affair now. Fnatic, if you've got a plan in mind, don't let these first couple of rounds, couple of maps get away from you.
No, and the point never came where I felt as if Fnatic went towards set strats, set pieces to even just take space away, not necessarily full-on site execs, but they were just so scared. Again, of Rourke's presence, just his presence on the map.
And you can see why, though, sitting on 8-3 so early here.
Or halfway to the ult again.
Feels endless, and it feels like you get away from Rourke, but then you got Ethan backbone on the site, you got Som holding great line. Everyone's doing their job so far, so work cut out for Fnatic. What is the answer? Odds to play with, buy in hand. You got to show me something now.
Som was, yeah, potentially to be tested once more. Chronicle facing off potentially against Marda. Have a very, very deep sightline here, and it was Brock actually showing the Odin early, almost baiting Fnatic in. Ultimates available here for Fnatic. Both the Alpha and Crashies all have theirs. Outside Ethan and Marda. Kayak actually catching a little bit of damage here in mid. Again, minute mark here, and no real inroads towards any other player on the side of NRG.
Scuba's towards A, still got Som there, still got the paranoia. I've got to say, they're very frugal in dealing with a little early look. I like that from NRG as well, keeping control of it, not overspending utility. And the stall's good, but Crashies with the ult could allow for a push towards site. Does it connect? Only on one. And a little TP taken to maybe offset the expectation. Plant going to come in, Layers on the ults now. They're investing a lot behind this.
Yep. Spike down, but there's a full 5v5 here. Bosa has his as well. No command actually comes through very early on.
This post plant's a bit uncomfortable though. They don't
Бля,
have a lot of space on it. They didn't
такой
give up that
плент охуенный на самом деле.
side, so Fnatic need to ensure they don't get flanked here. Alpha is doing the best he can for it. But Mana and Sob finding that time to strike. Kai gonna claim on the side, but the site has swung. NRG right back in this. And now look, Kai, what are you meant to do? You got so many bodies to get past, and Ethan's just defusing. NRG, brilliant control.
Absolutely swept them off the site. Nokomar going very early on, but able to win out seemingly every single duel that occurred. Kayak has to TP on so deep away from the site. He has no way to stop anybody else from making progress. This is with Fnatic still maintaining full mid control. Yeah, Marta sends the ult through and almost rolls out the carpet for NRG to approach.
NRG really are.
But again, it's the composure on display. It's almost waiting and waiting and waiting for Fnatic to make a decision, and then they're always in the right position.
This is a little bit of a tempo shift, a little bit of a gear shift here. You can see the crashes towards connector, one a bit closer towards B. They're trying to creep up here, maybe bring those stingers to the right range, but you've still got Guardians, you've still got Vandals. But are they expecting crashes so close?
Surely not.
He should be on for one. Here he is. Delivers the first real death on the site, and that's Scuba going down. A vulnerability shown, and a chance to maybe force forward.
Хорошо.
Gonna follow it up, but it's still not comfortable here. Still not on that full buy, and
3-3.
has space.
Yeah. Unable to really dig some out of that position, even here with the smoke.
Looks so similar
Sight
to last
lines,
time.
yeah, it really does. Yeah, Marta still over towards mid. Fnatic just waiting potentially for an overstep.
NRG haven't been given that. They've been disciplined. You're highlighting it almost at the start of the round. You can see it very clearly here toward the end. NRG making Fnatic sweat for this. Now getting a little bit closer. Dart in play. This is where it's getting dangerous. Kayak trying to dodge the bullets. 29 HP and there's a TP. That's him now looking a little bit worried. Is he behind me? Is he in front? I'm fine. So shot dart! But you can't avoid that.
Ой, блядь, Kayak, нахуй, что ты делаешь?
Poster and Alpha, where are you now? Still worried about middle, but it's all on the site this time. NRG having answers. Poster having to go through the motions. Do everything he can to try and secure this plant. He can't do enough. And Alpha, he has to check on this. He has to give away position. They're trying to find him. Time's starting to tick now. Brock going back to try and get the defuse. Mana holds this
Бля, что
down.
Kayak там делает?
Know the game plan, and it is surgical.
Marta looking way more comfortable this time around. Previously,
Сейчас подойду.
almost egging him on to commit to more engagements.
And
Fnatic, I mean, doing really well to even get to this position, but again, it's the composure, it's the flick of the switch for NRG, where they're happy to sit back, compose themselves, and address.
But also, see a bit of frustration there, sure, don't blame you. But Fnatic either have to dig deeper or do better in those post plants. That's not enough security. You can't play a choke point up against that Odin and just get spammed off the angle. They have to find a deeper line to play on. But now NRG start getting naughty. We've seen this a million times. And Alpha will be kicking himself on that. And look how it plays in Scuba. Oh, it is devious. You're kidding me.
Let another one go.
Yeah, but the crowd's starting to kick up here. He doesn't even consider it. Scuba sends them 10 feet under. I can't get enough of this team. They are playing brilliant, beautiful Valorant right now.
And again, the switch up in round 8 to go forwards and set up a trap play like this. Again, just not allowing Fnatic the comfort that they're so used to having. Chronicle now, or 1v5. Som on the other side of this smoke.
And you feel like you'd maybe, dealt with the first one. Okay, Som's going to fall off this call. Nah, there was layers to this now. Oh, they are hitting today. And this starts to feel a little like the game before, Mike.
Да, где-то я это уже видел.
They just didn't have enough answers, that we didn't see any sort of adaptation to address some of the problems we saw.
Бля, кайк, это пиздец.
Again, their own worst enemies when it comes to the clock. It's been a discussion that's recurring in terms of Fnatic this year. And it might bite them in the ass at the worst possible time.
Look, this is champions. It's the best of the best, right? All of that veterancy that was talked about. Where's all those ideas now? NRG
Блять.
playing you in every aspect.
Заебали своей рекламой.
Close, but look what's waiting. It's not just one, it's three. Marder's here. Towards him, it's gonna be
Найс.
broken.
Раз, два, три.
Your poison at this point, Fnatic. You barely want middle. You're down to 2 players on the side. Cross on an island on B, but Kayak. Clean kill. That spike's being watched. Draws the attention, draws the bullet. And they're trying to work this one out. I like it, but a great paranoia. Amada just out of there. Doesn't need to stick around. Doesn't need to be played in yet, but the barrel might give away the game. Macron's got to be careful. Position already thought about. That paranoia right towards his feet. Late mid presence, but a big shot from Kron. A safe-ish plant. Just about getting it down. Now the Viper's bit on top.
Nice.
Holding on here, but it's Scuba again, the guy who was the downfall a moment ago. He's going to take a gamble, take a glance, finds nothing. Pit has dropped.
First tap on the spike here, not going to draw anything out from Fnatic, but Kayak. They go forward, just make the confirmation though.
Yep. The tap. Scuba waiting. Trying to toy with them. Checked again, spots another. I think he might have noted both now. High chance of this. Can he somehow mentally work this out though? A little bit of a difference in possession. But what a shot!
He's got the half.
Oh my God! Scuba! Outrageous Red Bull clutch!
Пиздец.
This guy a rookie!
Daylight robbery. Scuba with so many clutches the other day versus Fnatic here.
Свои же раунды проебываем.
Ice cold once more. Right under their noses.
He's so damn good, man. And he's outplayed Kron. Can we talk about that? You don't win those sort of scenarios against Chronicle. The guy's one of the greats out there. But Scuba understanding every aspect. Look at this. Oh.
This is where things, well, the sort of round where things spiraled out of control for Fnatic previously. No surprises to see. Effectively, the panic button hit once more ahead of round 10. And this is surely a mental check-in.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be. I was going to say, I was seeing earlier someone say, oh, there's no villains anymore. In this arena, I tell you, there's one team they're cheering for a little bit louder. But right now, they are being silenced. It's turning into a library out here. It's unreal. God, and it's...
I mean, Scuba
Да ладно.
case for being
take it on.
the villain on that stage today.
Do it to him. Like, again, the fact that he's hitting this level here. He was the one who's played enough for some in that smoke. Now he's doing this, making those sort of confident plays at the highest level possible against Fnatic. It's like they've just turned off any aspect of respecting who they are up against and playing genuinely their own game.
Really looking for an answer here in the last...
Сколько уже 4 раунда своих отдали, блядь.
And no time out for the second half now. Some once more toying with aggression. Fnatic seem to be aware of the possibility.
Что там по кэфам интересно?
Switch up here. It's walk over towards A instead of Scuba this time. Kayak's got to find some sort of tangibles for Fnatic to act upon.
Yeah, it really does. But Zob's been slippery, right? He's been really hard to deal with. And look at this.
Заебись.
The Odin spam, it's all there for Boaster. Does find one back, but it's all being traded again. NRG able to find stability in even all of this chaos.
Chronicle disconnected from this, hasn't found anything in the lurk. Tag will come through. Alpha punished by the Odin once once more. Fnatic just left in tatters. Another 2v4.
And look at the discipline, I love this as well, right? If you are Fnatic, you want to get a pick. You want to try and bring it to maybe a 2v3, get some security on the plant. They sit deep, they make them work for this. And look at the position that NRG sit in. Welcoming it almost with a smile. You want something in this? You want any win con? Come find us. There they are, standing guard, standing duty. Kron, the first to be absolutely melted. And Boaster looking like he's going to face a similar fate. What are you meant to do here, Fnatic? NRG surrounding you, Boaster. The ultimate showman right now with not much to say. It's just stunning from NRG, Mike.
I mean, we often talk about the sixth man in Valorant, but the clock is the sixth man for NRG here, and they are tapping into that advantage so many times. Like you said, trim the fat, they're able to reset, play so deep on the map. Like I said, you never want to be forcing the issue onto some of these unknown angles versus an Odin. And these second waves, I mean, the darts, saving the drones so late on in the round, Rourke is pivotal.
Fear just got so tilted when you killed him, bro. He got so tilted.
Rightfully so. Again, you are brute forcing into a position where you don't even get an engagement.
High flash, big swing like this. Show some versatility. However, Chronicle this time going to get his man. Going to dodge this though. That's a connection. It's got Kron down. So it's always traded, it feels like. Most unorthodox of ways. Then going to be...
Он все по бельде идет.
Fnatic do like their reclears. They like their refights.
I was going to say, Ethan's still got a knife though, so...
It's all timing here. Oh, yeah, that's big info. That's still 3. Potentially 4. Just the 3. That alpha was just outside of it, but it's already caused the reaction. You can see it. There's a lot of faith put into Ethan to hold this down.
He's really offset this. I think maybe anticipating Fnatic's rotation. We'll be able to effectively mitigate most of Crashy's ultimate.
Like that. Most of them having a bit of a glance early. Go back up, 45 seconds. Face your fear! This has been read. You can already see Ethan's positioning on this. Has managed to slip the net though. Hold on. And I think that penny just dropped there. A fight on 2 fronts now. On the site it's going to be, well, already Boaster going down. Alpha now already considered. Great shot on 1 but a better trade. NRG don't fight alone. There are layers to this. But Kayak crashes this time. But look who's against.
Ну это хоть раунд надо забрать. Ну здесь правда атака сложная очень. Сама по себе.
2 HP though, so this one will be even more impressive for Crashies. The one to shut it down. Playing an Odin and an operator here. Kron trying to get some energy going on stage here. After a drought in terms of rounds. Finally find a response, and it will be nothing short of a miracle to find a 4th in this opening half.
Need it. I know we talk about best of 5 marathons.
16 and 6, man.
But you talk about confidence and the knock-on effect of having a great start here. NRG will lap that up. Had to give us another though. Make it up to 4.
Alpha and Boaster both in ults in here, but Boaster only down on a Bulldog. The byproduct of a string of rounds. Scuba once more to hold down the 4 of B. This time around does have Ethan. Mother again going to explore mid. He's been in control of mid so many times. Early round, ahead of some of the retakes. Fnatic unable to find a bit of glimpse.
Oh, timing of this. Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem.
Oh, he's got hunted as well.
He's going for this one. Kayak's on the corner though. How far are you willing to really go for that?
Called the cancel.
Okay, cancelled on this.
Might even see a bloodbath outside the site here. But again, it's 40 seconds. Fnatic haven't seen anyone yet.
Tension is now getting palpable. They're trying to send the fake, trying to send Crash.
The first confirmation.
Yeah, that's it. They're just putting a prowler over towards A. Gonna pop the ult on this and then send Kayak in. Switch out of the weapon and he goes on him first. Like for the line to take the space. Can't really get away from this either, but look what's waiting inside that smoke. It could be the death of him. He has no idea what's waiting.
Хорош! Это было хорошо.
Towards the site.
He was actually playing off the judge here. Mada going to shut down Crashies on that mid lurk.
10 seconds. The Brock's got you found.
Это было плохо.
The second that outline hits, beacon missile flying above you. Oh, he's found a body, and another. Mana is out of this world.
Как детей.
A turnaround from NRG. Again, Fnatic waiting what feels like an eternity. And they walk into an absolute slaughter. NRG just absolutely channeling into the Odin and its ability to have impact.
God damn.
From such safe positions.
Yes. I just can't believe what Mana just did as well, man. Oh. That's a brutal one to try and deal with, but what a statement from NRG. Fnatic left down in the doldrums on 3 rounds, but Lewis checking in with a special Fnatic guest in the audience.
Et bonjour Paris, Angelina, la femme de Chronicle, est avec moi à l'Accor Arena. The beautiful Angelina just joined me here in Paris. For those who don't know, she's Chronicle's wife. And Angelina, the first question I wanted to ask you is, since the beginning of Kron's career on Valorant, you've been together, so you've witnessed his success with Gambit, now with Fnatic. So, long story short, why does every team he gets on does so well?
I do think that he is one of the best teammates you can have ever. Like, people don't know how much he sacrificed.
I think, yes, for the people, you know, behind the scenes and stuff, they might know, but not for everyone. Donc oui, pourquoi est-ce que chacune des équipes dans lesquelles Chronicle est a du succès? Et ben, je pense que c'est un des meilleurs teammates. Vous n'imaginez pas le nombre de choses qu'il est prêt à sacrifier pour ses coéquipiers. Et évidemment, ça se voit. And on a more personal level, I wanted to ask you, how does he make you proud every day? And what do you really want him to know, especially in tough times like this?
I mean, not gonna lie, he's the best man I have ever met in my life. So I just want him to know that he should never doubt himself.
Never doubt himself?
He is the best, yeah.
He is the very best. Donc ouais, moi ce que j'ai envie que Chronicle sache, c'est un homme incroyable. Je n'ai jamais rencontré d'homme comme lui dans ma vie, qu'il ne doute pas de lui. Il va y arriver. Those are very sweet words from you, Angelina, and he's very lucky to have you too. Now hold my hand, and we're gonna try to handle the stress together on the road.
Oh, easier said than done. 9-3. It's a stressful start if you're on the Fnatic side.
Yes, exceptionally. And I think just to touch here, we're obviously going to take a look at the Coinbase Econ report very, very shortly, but Brock again, it's just undeniable value. And the fact that NRG have just such a robust plan to deal with Fnatic, like I said, embrace the pressure of the clock. And then they walk into these sites that there's no safety whatsoever. And the other side of it is, Marta's happy to now go forward, take these same risks that we saw him doing on Ascent, that he was punished for. Yes. Time and time again, they're able to satisfy both sides of the coin here. Fnatic left scrambling for an answer.
It's quite impressive. 3 rounds is all Fnatic got here. 9 for NRG. And to put it into context, 2 of Fnatic's rounds were in the pistol. It's been 1 since. This is NRG looking unfazed, unbothered. Really untouchable. So let's see if this continues this way. It starts with a pistol, goes across the board for Fnatic, and on the other side a couple of sheriffs here and there. And it's simplistic in the start. Direct in approach. Now Crashies and Alpha trying to play around that wall.
Be able to really find much on the back of though. It's going to drop it. Look at the pressure. They're wrapping through sight already.
There's so many bodies on this side.
Блять.
Comes out swinging. NRG once again sending a potent message here. There is no fear on this side. There is no respect to be given. It has to be earned. And
Это пиздец.
is just outrageously good.
I mean, they know that the player has passed, and it's so quick. NRG just aren't even stopping. Hard clear out, they are just bulldozing their way through. Crashies and Alpha are just caught completely off guard by this.
I gotta say as well, NRG Gunners, they're doing this to like Alpha, Kayak, Kron, who all had upswings in this tournament too. Like every one of them is hitting.
I mean, Crashies just come off arguably one of his best series ever.
Off we go. Mana flying in head first. And there's no stopping. Look at this. They're so confident. And that's
Nice.
brings them back down to earth. Playing on that
охуенно.
NRG up to 11 in the blink of an eye.
Блядь, брейк заебал уже. С Эмудином. Нихуя хорош. Прибал.
Spike's already in sight.
There's no way you think this. And Marta's coming back out just to make sure, just to check, just to make certain. Good kill from Crashies, but Scuba. The hit and run. They know there's another player there. Maybe even expecting Kayak nearby. Doubling down, do you go back to face Alpha? Any day of the week, he's still nasty, but Som standing the site here, securing it, but Kayak a chance.
Need another 2k from Kayak.
He's got the he's got nothing. NRG. They have a date with destiny. It seems like 12-3. These are almost commanding performances I have ever seen.
Yeah, and we were discussing it ahead of this series started. It's like, yeah, how many times have Fnatic lost to a team twice, let alone at all, but in the same event? NRG have just come back, and here the key for me in the second half is tapping into the tempo shift. Again, Fnatic they're scared. They're not going forwards. They're constantly backpedaling. And Som rightfully on his feet here. It's just that the value of that mental game paying dividends for NRG. We're about to make another statement in this opening map versus Fnatic.
Короче, первый катр говно нахуй. За этим прям печально наблюдать как-то.
Miracle here.
Towards the corner. He's hoping. He's calling for some help here. There's no signs of life on A. It's all coming towards B. Boaster, is there anything you can do to deny this? He takes the stab, but he only takes one. The floodgates open, the B side's theirs, and Som is not stopping. Up towards heaven, they look none the wiser. He's done so well there, breaking even the closest rotations. Som is absolutely on it. And just Alpha and Kayak, the last two to find, and this is a different beast. I don't think Fnatic ever thought they'd face someone like this, but NRG are looking like a cut above the rest. Just Kayak has to try and stand. It is a blowout. 13-3. NRG look at home under the brightest lights.
Or anything, get this crowd excited, bro. Let's get on our feet, you know, give them a show. Get as much of the crowd on our side as we can.
Ладно, сейчас подойду.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best 5G network.
I mean, where else would I get it, right?
With Valorant. If you want to win, you have to win against the best.
So looking for revenge.
They've all battled through the pressure and expectation. Finally, we won. Finally.
given how much tape there is out there of your Corrode, are you surprised that they didn't have maybe a similar understanding on how you guys like to play?
Maybe they had a better understanding of how we play attack. They gave us defense for some reason, so they couldn't abuse all of the tape that they had on us, and we knew what they were going to do on attack, how to default and how they move, and we just abused it.
Thank you very much for your time. Good luck.
It's safe to say that Fnatic was read like an open book. NRG knew every single chapter, top to bottom, and that is the reason why they walked away with a massive 13-3 victory on Corrode to kick off our Champions Grand Finals. Welcome back, everyone, to the desk. Golden Boy here along with Kukuka Mimi. We also have Sideshow joining us here today.
How are you?
I know. Thank you for showing up to work.
I was just hiding at the beginning. I like to come out when the game begins.
What a guy, what a guy. All right, well, let's go ahead and go into our HyperX Reflex moment. And this one is going to go to Mata and Mimi. We were seeing just Mata really light up the server here with this op.
The amount of confidence that Mata was showing in this game was absolutely incredible, but also the amount of mastery that he has on the waylay. I think he does a really good job of finding the right timings to use that dash to refract that. This play just kind of looked like a waylay trailer moment of getting the kill there, realizing time is so low and that he has an opportunity to make the play and single-handedly win this round. And him coming online was one of the big win conditions I was looking at for NRG today, and he's already here map 1.
Yeah, but we can, I think, make the argument for most of the players. To me, also, that final round, it's a good sum up of how Fnatic was playing that map. They know that they have the Odin. They know that they have to be faster just because they're not going to have that many facilities. So getting the spike down and actually just playing for the postman with everything that NRG have been putting on the table, with how impactful the Odin have been, the movement, with how much balls they were playing, honestly.
Oh, yeah, but see, the thing that we were really latching onto here, Sideshow, was just the speed upon which NRG were retaking sites, approaching these players. The Fnatic boys just did not have much room to work with because NRG was suffocating them.
Yeah, well, they get funneled in by the op and the Odin. It's really difficult to go in a direction that NRG are not pushing you in, and that sets them up with all of the space for the retake.
They also talked about some of the reads that they had, Coach Bonkar did. I think they did a really good job of abusing elbow when they were anchoring on A. Fnatic likes a lot of the time to kind of path courtyard into the site and plant in the spot you see it planted exactly here. But NRG was very insistent on keeping 1 or 2 players in that elbow area pretty much every round. And the pressure that they were creating allows you to have a crossfire with the spawn players when you're retaking. And it makes it so much harder for Fnatic to really keep any space except out in the open in courtyard.
Look at the difference here between, on the left, stage 2 pick rates of the Odin. Brock still at the top, but only picking it 17% of the time. This is him at Champs and the Pretenders. That's 2 through 5 and beyond. Brock picking it 49% of the time. This also includes pistol rounds where you can't purchase the Odin, and he was massacring people. Crashies bought it as often as he could to try to counter, and he got smacked. Brock had 17 kills just with the Odin alone. Crashies had 9 total. I mean, listen, it's Master. It's not even Master versus Apprentice. It's Master versus Pretenders out there.
Dude, the Odin plays from Brock. I'm sure that there are a lot of people who have many opinions on that particular weapon, but you cannot deny the impact that that man has with that particular item. But for now, though, let's actually see what's going on in the Fnatic camp. We have Coach Milan here.
I've got Coach Milan here with me ahead of map 2 now. You have faced NRG already in this tournament, and it's looking like a little bit of deja vu after that first map, but what is the adjustment for the rest of the series to make sure the result is different this time?
I think it's a mental adjustment. I think the boys we're off to a rough start, and that's okay. I think we just need to talk a little bit more, make our lives easier, and as long as we start doing that, I think we'll be in a good spot for the rest.
Well, I hope that does happen. Best of luck.
And rattled they were. I mean, look at that scoreline, Bea. Not the way that one of the giants of EMEA would have wanted to start their run here at the Champions Grand Finals.
And do not forget, it's a 13-3, but they won pistol and the round after, so it's not really like they got any kind of momentum. I don't think they feel safe in any way. I think that what Milan is saying is that we're not talking, we're not communicating, we're leaving the gaps open, and nobody is addressing what we're going to do with them. Yesterday was kind of the same with Sunset at the beginning. They lost map 1, and they gave 100% on the second one. And of course, it has to happen. If they want to even consider winning this best of 5, Lotus, it has to be a guarantee.
Yeah, Bonkar was saying it was silly that they decided to start attack side on Corrode, and I got to agree because it plays into the Brock Odin. On this map, they've chosen to start on the attack side NRG, which plays into potentially the Boaster Odin. So he's going to be playing it around tree. Then when the sides swap, you get it coming out from Som and Brock. Again, it's a weapon to watch on Lotus.
Yeah, no big changes here, obviously.
Well, I mean, there is one for NRG. They were playing the Neon previously, swapping in that raise instead now. It changes how you play it a little bit. You're probably going to be going for less like fast ideas right at the start of the round, but Mod is very good on that raise as well. And the nade is a great tool, especially to deny plans or in your own after plans.
He has been playing with the
Do I have it twisted?
Maybe you do, but
I'm sorry, you're so right. I'm thinking of their Haven
Don't
raise.
worry, don't worry. It happens. 3 sides, it absolutely happens. Yeah, for a second. Sometimes you make me second guess myself, and as you should. For the side of Fnatic, I know that we've talked about Kaya, talked about Alpha, Chronicle, and Boston, and we have barely mentioned Crashies. We know that this head-to-head of Crashies versus NRG is something that we spoke a lot the previous time that they faced up against each other, but I need him to show up. I feel like he has been having also such an amazing tournament. The making things easier for the rest of the players, especially in Lotus, has to go through Fade.
The way that Fnatic like to play, they put bodies over towards C and play A for like the reclear, the spam. I'm looking for NRG to be buying up maybe Sheriffs, Guardians, Odins, counter-spamming into tree and put pressure on Boaster. I really think that he, from an IGL perspective and just with how he's responsible for defending Rubble, is key to the first half here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, folks, if Fnatic want to be able to keep themselves in this series, this map right here is critical for them. But NRG could very well go up 2-0, and that is danger zone. Let's send it back over to your casters. Here's Pansy and Hypoc yet again.
They say that pressure is a privilege. There's truth in that fact that they've made it this far for Fnatic. But map 1 was a blowout by all rights, Mike. 13-3. 2 of them a pistol round win. This cannot be the same story. If they want their legacy to be etched into that trophy, you gotta start now, or that new generation, that young blood is on for this.
And I've got to come back to a similar talking point that I made in map 1 and the previous series as well. This is Fnatic being contested in a way that they are so alien to experiencing. It's total disrespect to the macro game that Fnatic like to employ in Valorant, and it's just a joy to watch. NRG happy to concede this space and almost embracing the question marks that Fnatic like to rely on.
It will be NRG on the attack, and I can imagine the pressure, that pace will continue, but it's a 4-man stack on the other side. Fnatic are in the right place here. Lovely paranoia and a quick fight, but it's Marder instantly quelling that aggression, and Scuba, gotta be careful, was caught by that. He actually gets to keep his life here. Fnatic falling away from the fight.
First engagement not going their way. Some chip damage, sure, but NRG going to be fairly comfortable.
Just looking at Son there for a second. Wondering if he was going to get involved, or maybe just expecting someone to re-clear this, go for a walk late.
Now almost reading into potentially somebody slipping the net on C. Boaster with a visual check, but could be anything on the other side of that. I don't think Son would have caught a footstep or anything in terms of the rotation here, but Fnatic actually dig their heels in. Will set up across slide, put Crashies towards the elbow, and now NRG going to find themselves a wide open A side.
They are orchestrating the perfect scenario for themselves. And again, you imagine some late round here too. There's going to be that turret in the way, but that's about all the resilience they'll feel towards B. To be handled swiftly, it is. NRG now looking to find stability and comfort in the post plant.
Так, дубль 2. Смотрим. Я опоздал чуть-чуть. Угу. Лейбис.
Again, even at the point where Fnatic decide to take some of these engagements, NRG able to find the crucial kills, ones that allow them to then stabilize on site Alpha in those sort of situations.
Бля, Каяк как заебал.
Traded off so quickly here. NRG again happy to let the round breathe after finding a first blood. Leave Fnatic guessing.
It just feels like such a champion mentality too, to be able to understand what it take a bit of a gamble.
Teams so often choke when Fnatic slow things down. They feed into the extremities, they walk into these traps. NRG embracing that, welcoming that sort of play style.
You're looking at weapon rates classics. So again, NRG shouldn't have too much issue with this. Just check that close left cubby. No one noted the Marder. This could be the green light to go.
Boaster. Slow down the paranoia, but only really buying himself a couple of seconds. Be able to prevent that. Actually, brought it down. Photograph out a second.
No way you're getting two there. Hold on, there's some
Блять.
in this round yet. Zag with a quick
Дави, дави.
as well. As even the Marder are on the run, but Marder being a bit of a madman here, tries to get in their faces by a couple of seconds with one turn. Finds a man.
Блять.
Huge work. They're doing what they need to with the weaponry. Still good. But audacious play from NRG. That is
Пиздец.
what you want to be seeing. Confidence and aggression, no matter the scenario.
Flipping another disadvantage. NRG. Even when Fnatic get the upgrades. Again, an Odin and a Phantom here. I mean, yeah, I believe it was Ethan and Marder only had a Stinger as well.
Yeah, it was nothing. Nothing.
But three singular approaches here from Fnatic on the way back in. Picked two pieces. I think for Fnatic almost anticipate them sitting deeper, tucking back into ratty spots considering the inventory. Poster do his best cosplay. Actually, yeah, it's more damage on the backside of that.
Frog knows how to be playing this too, right? This, again, look, we've seen the Fnatic historically have run this a very long time. Big util dump there and no reward. Lovely read of what was the expected reaction. And it's all now eyes on Alpha. So much on his plate, he's left running.
Can't really contest this. No util at the choke point here, but does have a rifle to play with. Marder already applying pressure though. Will allow safe passage for NRG.
Gotta get a say in this Fnatic or they are gonna be absolutely herded out of here, but some gonna fall. Gonna find comfort in the smoke as he normally does. Big ult gonna come through though. Scuba gonna find Kron. It ain't over yet. 4v4. What's the postpart looking like?
Заебись. Это будет всего лишь 7-й проебанный финал где-то Фнатиков. Что может лучше быть? Им, по-моему, суждено 2-е место занимать. Бля, какое-то уничтожение Фнатиков идет.
Talking about, you know, everybody needs to start talking, communicating. Makes me feel as if internally no real direction from Fnatic in some of these, and it's reflected in what we see.
Because you're not getting any breathing room for the individuals to shine. You're not seeing Fnatic looking control at all. NRG at the helm of this until then. Poster with one, but you got to find a
Зачем? Не улезай больше. Найс. Найс. Блять. Эк-раунд выиграли. Let's go, let's go.
Boys beside him, seeing others lift the trophy they've desired the most. That is something you earn here. Well, that desire gets you nowhere.
Just looking to brute force their way back into this part of the map. Disrespect once more. Damage done, but Boaster has to retreat.
Does, but falls back well, can invest the smoke, the pressure, the tempo here. Looking at the blind coming out, the paranoia's there. Marta, great work there. Showstopper to follow. NRG, blow for blow in this. That tempo ain't shifting to your favor. Till then, Boasted still desperate to hold up, but they try and chop onto the bit. And Marta's still hunting, still hungry for another target. This might be all for a save already.
NRG are just so decisive, so quick to pounce on anything. They don't want to give Fnatic room to breathe.
You talk about leadership as well, and I know obviously Boaster there is an icon for that in his own very unique ways. But on the other side,
Ой, блядь.
has these boys in line. I mean, they are
absolutely
fighting on the same page. As you said, I like what Fnatic did in that previous round, but then NRG went, cool, we'll do it too.
Well, yeah, in terms of the mental game, look at it. The following round, they just go, well, don't care about your setup, we'll brute force it. And like I said, Boaster has no say in this. He has to retreat. And then as soon as they're spotting somebody, like here, the isolation.
Не, сегодня быстро финал пройдет. 3-0, блядь.
Boaster doesn't even have a chance. NRG are just so happy to take risks, but take
Fnatic-то хуёво играют на своей карте.
Fnatic ride the wave of having
Хуёво как-то.
freedom versus so many opponents. And here they are not being given that opportunity. NRG leaving nothing to chance.
I like that. Hard after soaking it in. I'm out for Fnatic. He's the man up against you, and they didn't see the best of Marta yet, I don't think.
No, I know. I come back to that same thing. We caught a glimpse of Ethan and Som egging him on, just like, yeah, cool. What, he was 2 and 12 in opening duels of Ascent, and they're still like, you're better than him.
Yep.
You're better than him.
Swing him.
Don't back down.
Yep.
Keep going forwards. And here you can see that this is the benefit of that sort of internal dynamic. Is Marta being able to shine in map 1 and be so pivotal at the start of map 2. It is truly a joy to watch.
It is. And to see it at a level where there's such thin layer of difference between the two teams on occasion, right? They're great teams, they're grand finalist teams. This is champions, it's the best of the best.
Like I said, one of the most storied organizations and rosters and IGLs in Valorant here. And they are getting simply outclassed.
That's what they have to overcome, Mike.
I actually can't believe it feels like it's happening again. Where Fnatic have just come, not necessarily unprepared, but
unstuck, unmade.
Yeah.
Let's see. Again, the timeouts weren't landing for Kayak. Oh my word, live and die by the sword, I guess. And it felt desperate.
Где, блядь, подстраховка?
This one, they don't lose too much. A bit of a chunk of damage on Marta, but Kayak lost on the other side as well.
Well, first time that actually Fnatic going to be in a position to deal with the second layer of NRG's mid-round. Chronicle and Alpha here, potentially not. Doesn't even go 1-for-1.
This just feels like we're slipping into Fnatic's nightmare here. Some of their big players, their headline stars, are absent. Alpha 1-4, no real chance to play in, and the strength of NRG standing side by side into the post plant. Damage is done, great. C's coming through, but nothing to be made of it. No next layer, no pounce on the trap. Now what can they do? The paranoia goes in, still feeling no pressure until then. Crashies delivers the bullet, and then the ult on top here, but look at Ethan. This guy could be their unmaking. Bullet to the side of the brain, and they put just one alive. NRG are just confident in everything they do. They back themselves, and you see why. This is amazing work from NRG. I cannot stress it enough.
Putting on an absolute clinic. Again, massive risk to be taken here by Kayak, but it's a solo endeavor. Again, even, I mean, there's certain elements, Alpha committing to, he's a player that you put him in a corner and he will deliver potentially 3 or 4 kills sometimes. I mean, so to see him just fold, Chronicle not able to even capitalize on that. It is truly telling to how it must be internally right now for Fnatic on the stage.
Next test. Getting under the skin of Fnatic here. Change up towards that ult. They got it. Now ready to go. Fnatic almost over over-rotate, taking a gamble in a sort of round like this, and leaving Boaster on an island.
Guardian string multiple kills together. Too far from the spam there. I'm surprised Marta didn't take more damage, but Som elsewhere picking up the kills. It's three for Som.
It's just magic to watch. They're getting everything they want. Dreamy work from Som. Thought maybe 2 was going to be enough there, but that completely unlocks the map.
Crash is going to challenge here, but not even Som to find it. Brock will secure. Boaster now shut down. Flawless round from NRG to find their 6th. Fnatic just they can't find anything.
Can't get going.
No.
They are being shut out, shut down, and kept on 1. Let's see what you got here.
Wow, Sam. Holding it down at Mount, huh, Slit?
And it's chill for NRG.
Yep.
Just going through the motions. And Alpha seeing a 1 and 5.
Just don't see it normally.
No.
Just don't. And it's credit to NRG because, again, no one else makes Fnatic look like this. It ain't just an update. This is being dictated to. Kayak stands his ground. Great delivery on 1. Sometimes to a deeper angle and does get out alive. Man to the good. Taking away Marder.
And it's NRG. Decide to respond now. Tom does have the TP. Scuba 1 away from the pit as well, but actually Som just gives up the angle. He's going to spot him though. Oh! And still got the kill!
He can't do anything wrong! God, I thought he was just going to shoot through the smoke and get Alpha as well. The stars aligning for Som. And they're just walking the map, taking names, man.
Crashies left on an island to try and anchor. Side of the pit invested on the back of nothing outside C. It's going to be the green light for NRG. They hear that go off. They know it's not here.
Yeah, absolutely. And they go on this, said that they have no hesitation about how they approach this. They play as one, playing as a collective. She's trying to sit a little bit deeper, hold a bit of space. Does he see the pixel out of place? He doesn't. Ethan beheads him. And it's looking simple again. It's looking like it's all too comfortable. Pick goes up, but this doesn't even look approachable.
No. Fnatic have to save it. I mean, Boaster actually can't TP out. He finds a couple of kills here off of spam alone. There's nothing for Fnatic to follow through on.
Door is looking shut here, and Boaster, try as you might. The only good outcome is getting to live at this point. NRG are just a cut above. There's not much more to be said here.
No.
You can get a couple of exits.
Yeah, a spade, a spade. This is absolutely textbook from NRG.
Oh God. So far, what? Fnatic have had 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Total. Sum total, 4 rounds.
I mean, almost expecting another timeout to go. We were talking about the timeout being hit so early on in map 1. And even hearing Milan kind of allude to some of the
better than them individually, alright? I don't want
I mean, Alpha desperately trying to, instill some confidence in his teammates. But by the way, every single time Armada is just on his feet, staring down Fnatic.
Well, it's something about American Ethan on the stage. At least he's not on the desk yet.
Talk about, embracing this pressure. Relishing in it. What a shot that is.
Truly the new blood up against the old guard. Both standing tall, but one stands with 7 rounds to only 1. And we can talk about that mental aspect, yes, we can talk it to death. But it's not just that. It's not just the aim. It's not just those small aspects. Do matter. This has been an overall breathe and then some from NRG. Preparation has been perfect. Their antis are good. Their overall ethos of just knowing how to approach this has been stunning.
Yeah, I mean, drifted back into set pieces, looking towards full-on XX, but it just never came. Puff of the chest here from Fnatic once more on the back of Kayak. Closer. Right, for the first time we'll find a little space to move into.
Are they afraid to overreact? Are they afraid to feed into it now? Kayak still trying to stand tall. A deeper line adopted than ever before. Valor will connect before stop. Still, diligent in their careers, NRG. Understandably. Yeah. Right, I didn't even notice that. He's going back to seconds. He's feeling brave, he's feeling bold, and maybe that's what they need. Costing them some time. He's buying a lot of space here. I like this from Crashies. Getting involved, getting ahead. Does he get away? He does.
Slipped away here, shut down Rourke.
That was all for just one kill.
Yeah, look how hard they have to work for it. Crashes comes away clinging to life.
Position, good shot, Kayak. Key in this. They have one out on the seaside, but it's a 5v3. This is the best opportunity for Fnatic yet, and it could be one that actually breaks their back and heart if they lose it now.
Tagged off that angle, gone down to 66, but Plant will come through. Mada continuing to explore.
Mada, are you ready for this one, Fnatic? It doesn't matter, he's still good for one. The 2v4 here. Ethan then, feeling like he's next up. Finds one, drops him, Hawk goes in. Scuba stands as well. NRG working down Fnatic, body by body. Sakron and Alpha, two of their heaviest hitters, have to find the next stand. And NRG, in an unwinnable scenario, doing the unthinkable. And Chronicle, he'd been trying to stand against Marder, and this time, he can't stand at all. Fnatic folding, as NRG could not put a foot wrong.
What a follow-up from Ethan to continue applying pressure behind Mada here. And they get just absolutely no fear whatsoever. Scuba sending Fnatic around the houses trying to hunt down these kills. I come back to the same statement. Look how hard Fnatic have to work to even pin a player down on NRG.
That was a first-class round. What was it, a 2v4? Okay, still something. But I still can't write it out. You still got Ethan, you still got Som, you got Brock still standing.
Alpha does still have Chronicle here, both with Guardians. Alpha does have the lockdown. Kayak, now on the back of that kill, does have the showstopper. Certainly, yep. Advantage here for Fnatic.
Nice. Oh, it's not nice enough yet, though. Even taking a little bit of damage on this, but the respect given. So that could potentially just out Odin and Brock's hands. You've got to be cautious here, but Kayak going to find Brock. Ethan, I mean, this was tough before. It's impossible now. As Kayak, back with some big shots. It's going to give them the lifeline. But Mike, it's still just a second round.
Yeah, it's only a second. It's I don't think we were looking at potentially positives for Fnatic to find in map 1. They did, but again there were so few and far between that didn't amount to them gaining any sort of momentum or taking away the control from NRG. Luckily this one comes in a thrifty, but again it's round 10, man.
Okay, can you get momentum? Can you string together some rounds? Harder. Lucky to be sitting so healthy after that. Pretty on the money. Poster is going to be forced off this. There's not as much comfort as they'd normally get.
Rotation coming through preemptively here. Kayak wants to be in the right spot to find this showstopper or find value from it.
They will just get insta-destroyed. And there's basically no delay
First
on
time
it
looks
either,
if they got the correct
which means that
read
you
here.
can just stand there while they ability spam and try to retake and can't really do anything.
Scuba's still got Cron. They can cancel on this now. Sends the showstopper, finds nothing for it. Scuba's still here. Still dropping bodies. And look at the seaside. It's wide open.
Sorry, some TP'd out of that, by the way. Uses all to get away. I need to see how that actually panned out on stream. That's 28 HP, but secures control of C now. Alpha does have the lockdown.
Evidentemente hemos hecho un montonazo de combinaciones de estar entiendo ahora mismo. Matar.
Still Ghost gonna quell the aggression on CT though, gonna find Som and bring it back to 3v3.
Forcing out the actually reposition to use this lockdown. So won't get benefit in terms of that default placement. Well, at least get them back onto site here.
Lines working though. Marder does have ult as well, so don't forget about that. There it is, coming in quite late. Just gonna be propping up that space, keeping control of water. Shine the dark, doesn't get what he needs. But then gonna slip towards site. Kayak starting to fire on all cylinders though. Marder puts it back to bed. As NRG just gonna make Alpha stare at what could be, but he can't do anything about it. A desperate attempt, but he knows it's done. NRG are just unrelenting.
And the perfect response, the perfect way to employ the Odin in this sort of scenario. And NRG happy to, cool, invest the lockdown, absolutely fine. We've got a slice to play with. And what is that? What is that TP, man?
Don't understand.
It's just outrageous.
I've never seen
Left
this.
speechless.
Yeah, genuinely. And at 2-9, not much really to say about this. NRG has said how many fine words can we create for them, expecting an aggressive look here, just on the wrong side of the map.
Same thing that happened towards the end of the first half on Corrode as well. Now anticipating finally the switch up.
Рилса навешали на меня в какой-то момент кучу медалей,
just to make sure they seem to be reading well. This would be the
еще
expected
правильно
go-to.
офицерские курсы. Ну и, короче, я быка не выдал парням. Я выкинул просто в реку. Идти пострелять никто не будет. У меня сразу такого приехала военная полиция. Перестал идти, ну, короче, просто пошли и все. Повезли в Зайцево, что? Зачем вы дали, что как ничего не хотели? Просто били током, заливали водой холодной. По часу, там, по полтора, по два. Без шланга. Ни зачем. 5% выживаемость смотрели. Вот приезжали с разных вот типа Зайцева учреждений. Такой 3 раза в неделю. Приезжали люди, они кончались, приезжали следующие, вот так. 5% выживаемость. Здесь вот у меня до сих пор осколок. Я боюсь просто вытаскивать сам, потому что здесь нервный пучок. Вот этот сам вытаскивал, этот танчик, и сам зашивал. Если медик сам и лечить. Если завтра будет там миссия, я туда не вернусь. Я останусь здесь. Я не хочу возвращаться в общество. Что мое преступление в том, что я в людей стрелять не хотел, все. Ну, по поводу мобилизации просто мобилизовали, короче. Служу в реанимации 8 месяцев. Старший брат анестезист.
3 rounds is all they walk away with. Yes, in slightly better places, but that is devastating. NRG looking simply untouchable.
Итак, уважаемые, ничего не хотите сообщить следствию? Нет, ничего не хочу.
Алексей Леонидович, у нас постановление на обыск в помещениях банка, в том числе и в этом.
Ну что ж, прошу, не от органов, секретов нет.
Алексей Леонидович, предлагаю вам добровольно выдать предметы преступной деятельности. В первую очередь нас интересуют денежные средства, полученные преступным путем. Также предметом опискания являются бухгалтерские документы, отражающие движение денежных средств и их незаконное обналичивание через фирмы-однодневки. Разрешите? Вы можете объяснить, что это за денежные средства и откуда они здесь в таком количестве?
О каких конкретно денежных средствах идет речь? Вам, товарищ полковник, отдыхать надо. Я смотрю, у вас галлюцинации, или где вам деньги мерещатся. В отдел его. Вводите его. Кадров. Итак, уважаемые, ничего не хотите сообщить следствию? Нет, ничего не хочу.
Алексей Леонидович, у нас постановление на обыск в помещениях банка, в том числе и в этом.
Ну что ж, прошу, не от органов, секретов нет.
Алексей Леонидович, предлагаю вам добровольно выдать предметы преступной деятельности. В первую очередь нас интересуют денежные средства, полученные преступным путем. Также предметом опискания являются бухгалтерские документы, отражающие движение денежных средств и их незаконное обналичивание через фирмы-однодневки. Разрешите? Вы можете объяснить, что
начали издеваться над вами. Вот эта фраза про КПД, и потом сразу нарезка, где он золотой мяч получил. В Тимбере прям начали издеваться над вами. Вот эта фраза про КПД, и потом сразу нарезка, где он золотой мяч получил. Прайм Аршавина или золотой мяч Дембеле? Все же говорят, что сейчас конкуренция не пошла Аршавина, это как первое, сейчас Дембеле. Прайм Аршавина или золотой мяч Дембеле? Все же говорят, что сейчас конкуренция не пошла Аршавина, это как первое, сейчас Дембеле. Вы же кувались Криштиану и Месси, а он снимали в середине. Прайм Аршавина или этот сезон Дембеле?
Историческая справка Путина для тупых европейских депутатов. Что, Россия собиралась захватить Хельсинки, что ли? Или Стокгольм? Все, что значит, Россия хотела, она решила со Швецией в итоге Полтавского сражения. Это было давно, никаких проблем с решением. И то, что Швецию возглавлял очень сложный человек, Карл XII, непонятно, кем он был убит. Есть мнение, что он убит своими, потому что всегда остался бесконечными походами и с попытками втроить Турцию в очередную войну с Россией. Но это все давно прошло, это были там, столетия назад. Историческая.
Какие у тебя отношения с инструктором по физу? С Олежкой? Ну, какие? Теплые, дружеские. Прям с Олежкой. Кто мне, блин, звонит?
this guy. A thorn in the side perpetually. Playing up towards rubble. Kayak Alpha and Crashies. This is a hard one now to play into.
Yeah, the trade-off here is actually losing Boaster and Chronicle, so
Rubble. Kayak Alpha and Crashies. This is a hard one now to play
utility
into.
to rely on in this mid-round.
Минус Бойстер, минус Хроникл, это минус все смоки, стенки и все остальное. Без подобных обидок придется доигрывать раунд Фнатиком. Чемпионс может быть в Москве, да, следующий уже в 26-м году. Не знают они, что С пустая. Кстати, это будет выход С под ульту Каяка.
They've got to know that. They've got to know the Brook is alive. They've got to know the Odin's still in play. What are you doing? NRG gifted one on the way in, and that was quite isolated on the side. Oh, this is all.
Ждет свою жертву. Ага, ебать, вот так мы пикаем, да? Вот так вот мы пикаем. Так и все. А ситуация дерьмо теперь уже. А почему так не сейвово ставится спайк идет сам? Ну, и спасибо за запуск.
It's really tough to watch some of these situations that Fnatic a second guessing.
Какой пиздец, блять. Бля, в тильту нахуй.
Repurchase here, so still with another chance to prevent NRG finding 11.
Fnatic exchanging goods, and Marder off the rip there. Couldn't quite claim the life.
Лейбись.
Barely alive.
Just 4 HP. Down to the minute mark now.
Боустер, покажи свой счет.
Catch somebody off guard. Lucky not to find a kill.
Look at the stall on the site though, man. That's why they're eyeing up.
Пизда.
He's gonna look at the camera right afterwards. He knows.
Oh, that was good. 40 seconds. Lost.
Yeah, it's another situation where they can't make a decision. 30 seconds now.
30 seconds left.
Again, Alpha only at 4 HP, so basically a 3v5.
Marder being enough of a nuisance, trying to get away. Gonna be found. Kayak, the one to again keep these rounds alive. He's been here before though. NRG have got to know that he's willing to dig deeper. Looks like the paranoia is still there, but the smoke with Boaster going to reinvest this. Paranoia primed. Might have to send that soon.
I think on the back of contact here, yeah.
I'd imagine. There it is. Actually waited a little too long, perhaps. But Scooper on the free fire, instantly removing Kayak.
Slow things down a little bit here now, but NRG back with another huge advantage.
And you've got to keep in mind the HP here for Alpha. Boaster trying to put bullets down range, but he's on 13 HP. Oh, and Brock clears him. Crashies gets caught. Alpha now would need nothing short of a miracle. NRG locked and loaded. It is again brilliance from the Americas boys.
That little synergy missing.
Oh man, that
from
look.
something, yeah. Heart-wrenching. I mean, this is just silky smooth from Marder. I mean, they're feeling themselves, and like I said, they keep tapping into that.
It's such basic stuff, boys. It's such basic stuff.
Absolutely, I completely agree. It's the things that Fnatic usually look so refined, so well choreographed that are just slipping through their fingers. Kayak, by the way, fighting with heart right now.
Yeah,
I keep Fnatic in this.
This would have been over by now without him. He has been fighting tooth and nail for his side. But if it's only one of you, it doesn't matter. the rest of NRG standing together in this, and a broken purchase to try and make what feels like a broken stand. A little bit quicker. But eyeing up the C site, at least as a start.
Scuba still on guard though. Fnatic obviously once more dealing with a utility. Kayak going to try and make the treacherous cross on here. Bork again though, going to shut it down.
He doesn't even have to see you! It's just a blender of bodies! NRG now on map point.
It's just so tough to watch them brute force into this time and time again. Again, credit to them for picking up the pace a little bit, but this has always got to be a factor in their thought process. 12-5 the scoreline, Lauren. 2 Odins on the board once more.
It might go out with a bang looking at this. Kayak, again, the bravest to go forward. Falls first. Finally, Chronicle is in the round. This doesn't mean that NRG are stopping anytime soon. A switch up of the setup. And Boast are trying to maybe figure it out here, but you've still got an Odin, you've still got a wall. But Chronicle has another. Brock and Scuba.
You can see so close to spamming off that angle.
Not much. Wait, okay. There's not much more to be done about that, but by brute force, Fnatic have found a solution.
A bit of a misstep there. As soon as the reveal comes through. Now a 4v1. I think Scuba's really going to entertain the idea. Fnatic finding 6. But once more, a long road ahead of them. No strangers having to pull off a comeback.
It's true.
Scuba. Very confident nobody's on this side of the map.
I mean, we have to have the conversation. Repeatable success. We know that, yeah, Kayak's been really good. He's been firing up here, but this feels like the first time we've seen a bit of a Kron moment, right? 3 kills, impactful. Got to do it again. I've got to see some of these players activate.
Yeah.
Where's Alpha here?
Alpha's the
Where's
one for me.
Crashies? Where's Kron? I need to see this. I'll let Boaster off the hook. He's your IGL. We know what he can do. That's fine. Everyone else needs to step up now.
Quietly clawing their way back into some of these rounds, but again, in terms of what's sustainable for Fnatic, there's not many things you can really identify here. Like I said earlier, Crash is coming off the back of arguably one of his best series to date.
Yes. Caution here.
Seemingly absent as well.
Now, feels a bit rinse and repeat, but the deeper paint shell is a bit worrying. Crash, he's caught. It's an early death, and that's why the ult's gone.
Another one away from another showstopper here. Alpha is highlighted.
They take liberties across the map. It's something about NRG I like.
Yeah.
Some feeling a bit brave, playing up close to that smoke. They don't let you really take a moment to breathe. There is no fear, there is no respect. And Alpha is facing free, doesn't even know it.
Yeah, maybe just actually caught a glimpse of Scuba, but it's not to be. Now walking into Brock's setup, who does have his ultimate available.
Couple walls
A couple more, yeah, a couple more walls in between.
It looks like a commitment, and they've already lost control of the back lines. They're going to know that turret has been broken, so there is a timer on this for Fnatic. Do you carry on forward? Do you try and pivot towards B? Your options are becoming limited. 38 seconds. Smoke wall drops. Brock now pops the ult. 35 seconds, you got to go here. Where are you off to, Fnatic? Have a plan. Have something in mind. And well, that's one way to do it. But Marta is still closing in. 2 kills already, looking to follow up. He's taken away the lockdown, but Alpha finally remembering who he is. Spike left though, 15 seconds, it's an issue. Marta on guard duty. I don't know if Kron can even get here in time. And Marta can walk away, knowing he's been the one to be the problem. 5 seconds, it's too far away. You can't get to the site. NRG running the clock down on Fnatic. It feels poetic to see as map 2 falls in their hands.
the most important thing out there. Let's have some fun. Let's play the game to win. We play to win every single round. Our rules, our protocols. Come on, boys.
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated.
We will dance together.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
The human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
Sur Valorant, Anna and Leo are magicians of Valorant and its competition are with me in the crowd. First of all, Leo, what a year that we've had in VCT, what a weekend, what a week also. I wanted to know, what are you